Well, as you can see, we are not camping in our rooftop tent. We decided to use some of our credit card points and get a hotel room since it was such a long drive to Yosemite, and we got out of Yosemite really late. It was dark, and so we just felt like not sleeping in a tent. Not to mention it was going to be like in the 30s to low 40s, which is always pretty cold to sleep in a tent. And so, if you learn how to credit card hack, you can get some travel points, and they come in handy. So it was really nice. Hotel. Yeah, it was really nice to get a free hotel, a nice big king-size bed, a nice shower. Mm-hmm. It was wonderful. And so today we're supposed to be driving back home, but on the spur of the moment, we're actually going to try to cut through Kings Canyon National Park, which also goes through the Sequoia National Park. Yes. Try to knock 2 more national parks off our list. So, spur of the moment. Here we go. Join us.
It's a Sunday and I feel alright for the first time. It's a Sunday and I feel alright for the first time.
We just got to see some California fruit trees, fruit farms. Pretty cool. We've never experienced that.
This is gonna be real cool. The sequoias are the tallest trees in the world. Not tallest, biggest around in the world. They reach up to over 300 feet, and they can be 40 feet wide.
Here's a note about the geology of Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Park.
Ryan just saw his first sequoia tree.
It's so crazy. They're so big. And what's kind of fun is we got a little Prius driving ahead of us, so it looks super tiny compared to these trees. And we're not even technically in the park yet. So we're going to enter in at the Big Stump entrance, which is actually to the Kings Canyon. And then we're going to work through Kings Canyon down into the Sequoia National Park. But we're really excited. Oh, and there is a huge one right here at the right of the entrance. Oh. Holy cow.
That's the thickest tree I've ever seen.
That is thicker than a Snicker.
Thicker than a Snicker.
Oh my goodness. My mind's already blown, and we're just at the entrance of Kings Canyon. This is going to be great.
I've never seen it.
What did you say?
That's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. But shh.
Don't disrupt the wilderness.
Yeah.
So that was a great pullout. We just had entered the Sequoias National Forest, which is a little bit between Kings Canyon and the Sequoia National Park. So a little confusing, but it's along the road going from Big Stump entrance to the south entrance. And there's tons of pullouts, but this one was really awesome. Now we're gonna hop in the car and keep going down the road.
So Ryan and I are kind of noticing potentially a difference between Midwestern and people who don't get snow on a normal winter. But it's also kind of hard to tell what you're going to be driving into up here because it is such high elevation that it does snow often. You have to be aware of road closures and potentially needing chains when you're driving on these roads during the fall and the winter. But we're seeing people here like loving the snow. As soon as they get out, they go touch it. There's tons of snowmen that people have built. There's people having snowball fights, which is just so fun because I guess this is their chance to play in the snow. But we're also noticing it is 61 degrees out. We're above 6,000 feet elevation. There is snow on the ground, but the roads are perfectly clear. And people are decked out in their snow gear. They've got snow pants, big rubber boots, snow boots, beanies, coats, just like your thick winter gear. And at least where we are right now, it's totally unneeded in our perspective. I could probably be outside in a short sleeve shirt right now. But yeah, Ryan is outside in a short sleeve shirt. No jackets. We think it feels awesome, but we get to experience snow every winter, and we don't have to go up into super high elevation to see it. So it's just funny to be traveling the country and noticing some of those differences when you're in different regions, what people are used to and what people aren't.
Right now we are just about to enter the Sequoia National Park, as you can see from the sign above. Yay!
Yay!
And it's kind of fitting that their sign is made out of a sequoia tree.
I can't wait to see these huge trees.
Yes, so excited. Let's get back in the car and go see some huge trees.
Okay. Normal tree? Sequoia tree.
This tree back behind me has a huge base that just kind of spreads out like a bell-bottom pant leg. But it also looks like the Keebler Elf's like home, because there's this big old hole and looks like it cuts back in there, is hollowed out. You could like live there.
It smells so good out here. It's like the perfect Christmas candle in here. And a tip for the sequoias is that they may be huge, they may be super old, but apparently their roots are pretty shallow, which just blows my mind. I don't know how that's possible. But that means us walking on their roots can be damaging. So they advise you to stay on the sidewalks.
Yep, and they have a big cedar rail, so you're not supposed to cross over to it, even though it's very tempting. Very tempting.
We are heading up to the General Sherman tree, the biggest tree in the world. So it's not the tallest, it's not the widest in diameter, but it has the largest volume. So we're about to see the biggest tree in the world. Never mind. The road was gated off, and we don't know how far of a walk it would be from the start of the road to the tree. And since we're trying to get back home today, which is still going to be like a 7-hour drive from here, we don't really have as much time as we would like to check everything out. So our hearts are a little broken. Okay, just kidding. Our hearts aren't broken. There's a parking section a little further down the main General's Highway for viewing the tree. Now we're not sure yet, like if there's a little hike to it or if there's a certain viewing spot, but we did get a parking spot, so we're gonna get to see it. Parking's crazy though, so don't count on parking.
So they have this huge down sequoia tree that you can actually pass through. We're gonna get a picture by it because it is amazing.
So we are in a tree. That is crazy.
So this behind me is actually a footprint of a giant sequoia. And if you can see Megan, she looks tiny by it. But it's really cool. They talk about the history of it, you know, the rings which count for each year, how old the tree is. But there's also cracks and fissures where, you know, it may have had a hard year there. And it actually healed those wounds. And so that's kind of cool. Just in, breaking news. That tree cross-section is over 2,000 years old. Wow. On to see the General. And the Sherman tree that we're about to see, they said it's about 275 foot tall and it's about 35 foot wide. Oh my goodness. I see the General off in the distance. Holy crap.
I hadn't spotted it yet. Just a sec. I haven't looked yet, but judging by your face, it's pretty astounding.
The largest tree in the world. Hands down, science. Oh my gosh.
Let's
Wait,
get around this.
don't look yet.
Okay.
Don't look yet. Okay, look.
The size of one of its tree limbs is like the size of a normal tree.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. What if you hunted from that tree?
You would.
If you had like a...
There's not enough like ratchet straps. You have to have multiple ratchet straps around. And then I would look funny because my deer stand would be like 10 feet off the ground and this thing's like 275 foot tall. Oh my gosh.
I'm just
Okay, check this out. Yep, 36 feet in diameter.
But 180 feet up, it's still 13 feet. That blew our minds.
Wow.
I mean, it's really, really, really hard to get context around the tree for us to be able to capture how big it truly is, but it makes other normal pine trees around it look like nothing. And wow, it was huge.
Ginormous.
There was a tree limb coming off of it that looked like the size of a normal tree.
A big normal tree.
A huge normal tree. And I think what's cool is the trunk stays so wide in diameter, like not all the way up, but
A good portion of the way up.
at least 100 feet up, it's still 13 feet wide. Really mind-blowing. I'm so glad we got to see it.
Yes, I'm so glad we did too. So I guess
Aw.
the parking lot that Just Ahead took us to, there is a road up there in the summer that you can go to, and then there's other parking lots, but there's tons of trails back into this
Yes.
giant forest.
Uh-huh.
Literally called Giant Forest. And it would just be a peaceful day just to walk through all these.
Trails.
Yeah.
Those sequoias are amazing. I think they're not only amazing because of the sheer size and volume that they take up, but also because they are so resistant to hardships and
Tough time.
they're so resistant to tough times. No, but for real, they are very resistant to wildfires because their bark has tannin in it, which gives it its red color. But it also is a natural fire resistant, and sometimes their bark can be up to 2 feet thick. So it's so amazing that they are able to survive through fires. And then their root system is really cool. It doesn't go deep, so that is why you should avoid walking up onto their root system, because it can injure them. But their root system spreads out very wide in search for water. So I thought that was really cool. They're just amazing trees. I'm so glad we got to see that one. All the way down there.
A few switchbacks later, we'll be down there.
Slow down there, buckaroo. Okay, so we've officially seen over 5 national parks, right? So we've seen Glacier, Yellowstone, Yosemite, Sequoias, the Great Sand Dunes a while ago. Zion, Badlands, Joshua Tree. That's 8.
Yep.
I'm not gonna count.
And a
Kings
tiny
Canyon.
part of Kings Canyon.
I don't think it really counts. So we officially can have a top 5. So what's your top 5?
Oh. I think I like Glacier number 1.
Oh, you picked a number 1.
This is a work in progress. Glacier number 1, Zion National Park, because I love that Angel's Landing hike 2. Yosemite, because that was really cool being down on the canyon floor and looking up. I'd probably say the Sequoias National Park, and then the Grand Tetons. That'd be my top 5.
I think you copied me.
No, certified by your boy, Ryan.
Alright, I need to get off this road soon.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm driving, otherwise I'd be puking right now.
I'm getting a little car sick.
Well, thank you all for joining us this weekend as we got to go out and check out Sequoia National Park. It was definitely one of our favorites. Seeing those big trees was mind-blowing. And so, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. And if you don't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss another vlog from us. We post every Sunday, so we hope to see you next Sunday. And until next time, see ya. We got a long drive ahead of us. How many? We got about
384 miles, almost 6 hours.
384 miles, 6 hours. So, wish us luck. We hope to see you next Sunday.
What time are we supposed to get back home?
Around 11 o'clock. So, this is one of the reasons why we enjoy travel therapy, though, is because on the weekends we can really make the most of seeing things that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And that's why we have an adventure vehicle, so we can clock some miles. Let me tell you, we clocked some miles this weekend.
Oh yeah, we did. We put 1,000 miles on this weekend.
Easy. Okay. See you all next week.